Our last reunion, 2015, was at Disneyland, which we all had an enjoyable time. The Holcomers had their beautiful suite at the Grand Californian, and we were lucky enough to be able to stay with Janet and Paul and their family. And that was an enjoyable reunion. Then following that, we had a trip to Las Vegas. Before that, we had another trip to Las Vegas for our Derby Summit. That included Taro and Masi and Gerald. Not Gerald, I'm sorry, he was gone. Janet, Sam and myself, Don. We stayed at the Orleans, and that was an enjoyable trip. And it was a sad year since we lost Mariko the previous fall and Gerald. So it was a bittersweet reunion for all of us. We missed them a lot, and Joe used to enjoy these reunions so much. That was his highlight whenever we had a get together, and he would talk about what he would like everyone to continue this reunion for years to come. And too bad Mariko was not able to enjoy a lot of that with us. And the rest of the year was uneventful. We had an enjoyable Christmas Eve. We went with Mark and Sam, and we went to Sam's church, the Congregational Church, to the Christmas Eve service, which was nice. We also celebrated opening of Santa Anita with Janet, and had a good time. Visited Taro Masi after that. In January, Sam and I decided we would take a short trip to Kauai, which was a great change. The weather was nice, and we stayed at Lehui, Hawaii for a few days and ate some great food in Hawaii. Then we had our annual summit in Las Vegas again with Taro and Masi, Don, Janet, Sam and myself, and we hit on some of our picks, and this is our payout envelope, all in $1 bills, thanks to Sam Nishi. We have a great time though, anyway. And the only other trip that Sam and we took, we went to Portugal, and we took a river cruise on the river Noah. I can't pronounce it too well, but the weather was nice, and we met some wonderful people there on the on the ship. The water was too high, so we were on a cruise, but the ship was not going anywhere, so they gave us another voucher, which entitled us to take another trip in the future before 1 year is over. And but we enjoyed it anyway. And Mr. Fitz, who is writing the history of baseball, which includes Grandpa Saisho, Mr. Shiomichi, and Mr. Kitsuse, called last week and to just get a general idea of Pop's involvement in how they started the baseball team. He has most of the information, so he just wanted to get a personal view of what transpired in camp and after camp. I cannot remember too much about it, but he has the book, so he said that he will let the Saisho family know when the book comes out, and probably will send us a book. I'm not too sure about that in the future. But Amachi, we were evacuated to Merced Assembly Center. I think it was around April 1942. We stayed there about 3 months, which was a temporary camp. And then from there we were sent by train to Amachi in September, or it must have been September, because when we got to Amachi, we went to school, started school in October, and it was cold by then already. A lot of dust storms. The barracks were not furnished yet. The wind and the sand was coming right through it. So everybody was busy tar papering the barracks. And we stayed in one of the bigger units right in the middle of the barracks. They had 2 rooms on each end of the barracks, and then a smaller room for a couple and with 2 children, and 2 middle ones that held a family of 6 or 7. So ours was Mom and Pop, Emiko, myself, and Kyoto and Taka, and Taro and Jiro had a smaller unit on the side with Ken and Harry. Harry went to the service after a few months, and Ken also did too. They volunteered for the MIS, and they were gone. So Taro and Jiro had the 2 in rooms. Pop was the general manager of our block 11E, so we knew more or less what was happening in the camp. They ran the camps like the government over here. Each block had a representative, and they made up the council, and they would appoint someone to be in charge. And so it was run like like the U.S., the way that our country was run at that time. Keep going.
And the importance of the family reunions.
Oh, yes. And then for Mom and Pop, the highlight of all the events was a family reunion on the Christmas Eve. But of all the experiences that they enjoyed the most was a family reunion, and would like us to keep it up, and I hope that we will continue to do so.